first topic is the one we talked about last time.
Yeah, this is
All
take two. Welcome to the
Okay.
take two party. No, all right. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Will from the That's How You Feel podcast. I'm here with my man Brandon, my girl Sarah. First and foremost, how's everybody doing today, Sarah? It's all you.
Pretty good, you know. It's getting cooler. I can't wait for fall. I hate this summer, and that's where I'm at with it right now. I know it's not an unpopular. I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but summer's trash to me. Except summer nights. That's the only good part about the summer.
Is it this summer because of everything that's
COVID too, but in
going
general,
on?
it's just too damn hot. Like I can't. I don't like sweating, feeling like gross and musty. It's trash to me. I'm here for the
So
fall.
you don't want to be a shea butter baby.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's tough. You ain't trying to get the melanin popping. You feel me? Everybody got to go outside
Oh,
and get some of
okay. I
that
was about to
sun. You know what I
say,
mean?
chill, nah. I thought you were talking about Ari Lennox. That's immediately where my mind went.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, but it's not. It don't have nothing to do with heat.
You got to get some sun.
Oh, I'm already brown. I don't need no more sun. I mean, I could use it, but that's not what it's gonna take to be a shea butter baby. What's up with you,
All right.
Brandon?
Chilling.
You got mad boxes.
Facts. I'm just
Looking like Amazon's #1 supplier.
I might as well be. Honestly, I stay ordering from Amazon. Matter of fact, I just
Of course, as soon as he opened his mouth, it's a wrap. We didn't hear you, but it's all good.
I'm chilling.
Nope.
I'm chilling.
What's up? #1 topic today. Scam.
Nah, before
That's
before
it.
I want to start off with this, right? So did y'all get to listen to or see the WAP video?
Yes.
Cardi B, Make the Stallion.
Support it 100%.
Oh, okay. Brandon?
Yeah, I saw it.
So, like, first, what's your thoughts on the video before I go into the next question? What's your thoughts on the video?
The video was fire. Y'all didn't like the video? I'm not a big fan of the song, I'm not gonna lie, but the video was fire.
Nah, their stocks definitely rise, man.
Yeah, nah, they broke some YouTube record.
Yeah, the price went up.
The price definitely went up.
The price went up.
Hey, did you like it?
Brandon?
Video was alright. I mean, it was a video. You see it all the time. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
nah, we hear you.
You know, I didn't see anything different than any other videos that come out. So
that's true. I'm just a big Megan and Cardi fan, so I'm gonna support regardless.
I mean, the song itself, I feel like, it was raunchy, it was whatever. But as far as like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what did y'all think was gonna happen?
All right, so and then the backlash, right? The backlash for the video. I'm like, yo, like, if this is Cardi B and Make the Stallion, like their content alone separately is,
we know what time it is.
They talk that talk, and they just came together and they made it work, in my opinion. So, like, what's the problem? What's the issue with that? Like, it was a big like trending topic on my Facebook feed. Like, there was a lot of people saying like, "Oh, y'all mad at Cardi and Meg, but niggas do it all the time."
Yeah, they were saying like all they do is rap about sex, pretty much. But I don't know. It's like a double standard for real. Like, that's all your favorite rapper talk about.
Exactly. Like
the whole catalog.
Like Slob on My Knob, right? They was like, so y'all not mad at Slob on My Knob, but y'all mad at this. And it's a classic. So it's like, people really like, I see more and more like people love to pick and choose. And especially with men, because apparently it was coming from a lot of men on all the social media platforms. And I'm like, yo, bro, y'all need to chill.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Go ahead.
All right. This is for the people. This is for the women. I don't care either way. Like, I'm not a fan of Megan. I'm a fan of Cardi. The video was okay. Devil's advocate for the women that complain, oh, stop objectifying us. We're more than sex symbols. We're more like videos like that. That screams objectification. Objectify me. I'm a sex symbol, right? Like, it's literally all the song is about was sex. And like, so what? I don't care. Me personally, how they portray and how they get their money, cool. But this is like a image that you're pushing to. Your fan base is 15-year-olds, maybe around that age and older. That's
It
who
should
that.
not be 15 year
No,
I
old.
hope not.
you said no. Get the fuck up. You
I said I hope
Cardi
not.
Nah,
B,
nah, they
Nicki,
do,
Cardi B,
but it
Nicki
shouldn't.
Minaj, all their fans are young, 14,
Mm-hmm.
15, 16, 17, 18, right? You guys are 20, 30 years, obviously, but their core fan base, the ones that keep them popping, young kids, right? You got little girls that's watching this. And, as a guy, who are you to say what a girl should grow up to want to be? I'm not saying anything. But for the women that say stop objectifying us, we're more than just, sex objects. We offer more than just sex, because some men look at a woman, and be like, oh, well, I will fuck the shit out of her. And she's working. She's not thinking about sex. She's not thinking about, she just minding her
Right.
business. And the man, oh, I'll fuck the shit out. Like, stop objectifying us. And then you drop a video like that. And it's like, this is devil's advocate here too. But this is like, what do you have thoughts on that? So,
Well,
one video does not portray like all of the whole gender.
no, I'm not saying it does. I'm saying the message that it could give to little girls
Okay.
who actually idolize and live their life. Because you know how these videos, it don't got to be this. You know how internet kind of molds the mind of the youth, and they grow up to be and aspire to be what they see, even though it's all fake. So
Yeah,
like that's
you
what I
talk
mean.
about like their platform and how it could be interpreted by younger girls, basically. Cardi used to say all the time, like, I am not your children's mother. Like, don't let your kids listen to me. Like, she used to always say it, and I feel her on that. Obviously, kids are gonna watch it regardless because
Well,
YouTube and stuff, like, you can't censor all that.
yeah,
But I don't know, just have the conversation with your kids. Like, she's a grown woman. You are not, sir.
that's
You
BS.
are a
One,
child.
and
That's BS.
Cardi don't believe that, because I'm not your children's mother. Don't let your kids. That's the only real part that she said. I'm not your children's mom. But for her to say, don't let your kids watch me, she's not willing. Adults aren't like, they aren't the majority of her fan base. Like,
She didn't say don't let them watch me. She was saying basically like don't
I
let
remember.
me be their number one influence.
I
Like,
remember, but she needs
yeah.
that. That's how she gets her money. She needs that. She
Oh, of
needs the
course.
kids. If it wasn't
You
for the
need
kids, most of these artists, they would not be where they are. It's the
it's a
kids.
fact.
So,
But that has less to
that's
do.
PR. It's PR.
Yeah. Thank you. It has less to do with the artist. And for me, I feel like it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. Like, because I could be devil advocate to get devil's advocate. Like, there's dudes that talk about shooting niggas and
Yeah,
get, like,
that's not.
and then it's
We're
like,
not
and then they
talking
turn
about that
around.
right now, are we?
No, but it's the same. It's
Yeah.
the same premise. It's the same
It is.
concept. And for me, it's like I saw another post that said, "Yo, like don't let like social media figures and influencers and artists, celebrities raise your kids. Like, stop
That's what
letting
I'm
them raise
saying.
your
Like, people
kids
be letting
and
TV
raise your
raise
kids."
their
Are
children
you
and
serious?
celebrities. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
You think it matters whether or not your parents monitor you on the internet, or what you do, or who you
Nah, I'm
idolize?
just saying, like this is a grown woman. Like Cardi, you could say that obviously there might be girls who look at her and be like, I want to be a stripper or whatever. Do what you got to do. But there are also those women who are like, Cardi makes me feel sexy and like help my self esteem and did that, like made me think differently about my body because I used to be like ashamed of my big ass or something like that. There are obviously those instances where kids can be like, I want to be like Cardi, but I mean, if you a certain age, if you grown, do what you want. A lot of women look at it like it's
If
liberating.
you
Like
grown, that's the key.
that's the
If
thing.
you
That's
are
the thing.
grown,
If you're grown, but
But
your parents could be like, until you are grown and out of this house, you're not gonna be
exactly.
doing what Cardi B's doing.
And also to that point, like, I feel like if you're a parent, there's one thing that you can't do. You can't avoid the internet. So
Facts.
you have to at least at the least, I'm sorry, like, give your kid that discernment. Like, all right, this is a fantasy. This is entertainment. This is not realistic in real life for you.
I mean,
For anybody. That's
I'm kind of getting tired of people blaming parents for things like this. It don't matter. Like, parents always get the bad rap. Oh, you must be. It starts in the home. Like, no, the fuck it doesn't. Like, you could be a great parent, be in your kid's life. It does not have that. You have no. You have only a say. You only have like a small portion of like what your kid is going to grow into, because ultimately you're not with your kid every day. You're not holding their hand. So they could be a completely different person at home. You'd be thinking like, oh, they're like the sweetest kid in the world. Every time someone dies, or every time someone's kid does something wrong, no, not my kid. He would never. And they probably be telling the truth, like what they know of their kid in the house, and when they're around them, the kid would never do some shit like that. but they don't know that they actually be fucking around and doing some other stuff outside of the house. So like it had nothing to do with the parenting. It's all on that kid. Right? Yeah, some parents are like real ignorant. I'm not gonna. Some parents,
Nah,
yeah,
some are like at a
but
certain age, you're not your kid's biggest influence, like, and that's usually around
exactly.
teenage years. But I
And I
mean,
always get mad when people say like, this is.
at a certain point, it's like they're their own individual.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the good thing about it is like it's not just Cardi and Megan that's like women who are rapping or like women in general in media. You have other influences too. It's not just them, and sometimes you need that perspective of different images of women.
But why? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are the biggest? You said you happy that it's Megan and Cardi, right? Cool. And there's other influences too. But why are the biggest and most successful women in the rap game always advocating and pushing like this sex symbol type of
Because sex
image?
sells.
There's so many dope ass rappers that got real bars that can out rap a lot of dudes. And they're not
Whack.
manly. They just
But
don't got
also,
fake bodies, and they all and they're not trying to be all extra. Like they just out there to get to do what they got to do, and they'll never get pushed the way Cardi will or Megan will or what's the other one, Doja, Nicki. Like they'll never get pushed the way they do because their
well,
bodies ain't fake and they're not looking to be that extra. So what's that?
That's
well,
sex
I would
selling.
say
That's
the sex, yeah,
capitalism. Like,
sex
But
sells,
but that I'm asking
and
Sarah
on top of that, like,
because she
and on
just
top
said
of
that.
that, like, and on top of that, like, there's a bigger hand to be played when it comes to the music business. There's a bigger hand that's like what's being put in front of the
true.
massive face. So for me, let's say if it was me and my kids, I'm gonna tell my kids, yo, look, this is what they're gonna give you. I recommend that you go out and you research and you find all the different layers of, like, let's just say female rappers, like, or like rappers in general, like, because what they're gonna give you is definitely not what all of it is. And I would just encourage you to look and
But that
find and
What
search
that
for what
is
everything is.
your question, the answer to your question is it's marketing. It's labels saying like, oh, she's sexy, sex sells. I can market her. I can
that
market her.
yeah.
She's gonna get pushed the most out of everybody in my label. She's gonna get pushed the most because she's selling what people want to buy.
Well, let me rephrase my question because I knew the answer to that. But you said you're happy that there's not just Cardi, it's Megan and all, but they're all the same image. They're all pushing the same content. It's different lyrics,
Right.
but they all have the same
Yeah, I said
persona
I was
about them.
happy that there are
So
there are
what?
different perspectives being portrayed. Like not just like you got the Megans, you got the Cardis, you got the Tiara Wax, the No Names, the Rico Nasties, you got the Rhapsodies. Like there's more than just
No, I
one.
got
Like
you. Trust me. If
Shout
you
out to the
care to
internet
look
for that
into
too.
it, if you care to my fault, and I know I'm giving like facial, but if you care to look into it, you're gonna find them. But what I'm
yeah,
saying is they don't. I don't know. Like once again,
they
I
don't
don't
get
know.
violent sex all the time. And then like even those women too that I just named, they sell sex too. They might not talk about it as frequently or as blatantly as like a Cardi or a Megan or whatever, but they talk about it. It's just it might not be as apparent as Megan and Cardi.
Yeah,
They
no.
might put
Of
a little
course, you
more
got to
art
talk
into
about
it.
it. You got to talk about it. I'm not. I'm not saying they don't talk about it. That's not their image. Like you look at them, and imagine if there's some people, and I don't got their names right now, but this is a rapper named Cayenne. There's a rapper named
Cayenne's fire.
uh Kaya Baby. Like
I see you.
they
I
got
see you, Sarah.
all these
Yeah, no,
they're
they're fire.
natural, right?
Hmm.
If they were the idols if they were like pushed more and they were idols and they were the symbol of what it's supposed to be, do you think if you flip that, you think people would be rushing out to get fake asses and fake breasts all the time, like to change their body for a man's appeal, but they don't want the male gaze? Like it's so contradictory. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
really get across. It doesn't make any
yeah.
sense. So
I think I think they like the male gaze
they don't.
though.
That's what I complain about.
These rappers, like
No,
Cardi and them,
I think
they
they
like
nah
it,
they
but they of course they like it, and so do a lot of people that complain about it. They like the male gaze, of course they do. If you're attracted to men, you want the male gaze, you want that attention, but you don't like certain attention that you see. You're pushing to
well,
be
I mean,
hypersexual.
there's
Hyper.
a difference between like giving attention and then like crossing the line and just straight up being
You're
disrespect.
right, but y'all don't. I keep getting cut off. I don't understand why
Respectful about it.
I'm
my internet keep cutting me off. But I'm saying
Yeah,
a lot of women don't. There's no line between respectful and disrespectful. It's just they
Yeah,
complain
for a
about it
lot of
all.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I would say I would say that one, women have a hard time discerning between the two, and men have a hard time
bro, there's a
in
fine
their
line between
approach
disrespectful
to
and
it as well.
respectful.
yeah,
There
You
is,
could
there
there
just
really
is.
look
is a
at
totally line.
someone, you might say something to your friend or whatever about her, but you don't gotta like, hey yo ma, what's up? Like,
But
on some crazy
yeah,
stuff.
but y'all talking about a certain type of dude, and I don't, and that's not every dude. So
Yeah, I'm not saying it's every dude.
no,
That's
but
my point. There's a line between like respectfully like just admiring someone from a distance and then doing something crazy.
it just so happens that that type of dude is the most successful with women, isn't it? How is that? How does that work?
Very ironic.
Yeah, how does that work, right?
Wait,
But
no, 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 no. I'm gonna need an example
because
for that
the
type of
ones
Me.
the women that the men that
Nah,
women complain about is just so happens to be the men that women are most attracted to. Y'all not attracted to the
facts.
quiet one, the one that kind of sits in the corner, the one that don't draw attention. Y'all attracted to the drama. Not all, but like it seems to be. You hear about women, niggas ain't shit, blah blah blah, and you look at their history and their boyfriends or the people they with, and it's like, well, this is who
Bro,
you chose. This is who you've been
a
choosing.
exactly.
lot of
You
people
I
complain
can
have.
about
see
the
how you say
same
that.
dude, but because they're so out, they have the confidence. They're gonna come and talk to you, whatever. Like you're attracted to that. You're not attracted to the dude that might be shy, and some people are. Some people don't like all that drama, but in general, and guys too. Like guys be like, oh, OnlyFans and oh, you shaking your ass, but you want like the girl with the ass. You want the girl with
You're
the
not.
breasts. You
I'm
want
not saying you could talk to somebody. You just can't just be disrespectful about it. Because there are those dudes who are like, who are big personality. Like, I'm gonna talk to you right now. Like, I'm not shy. I'm not gonna act like I don't want you or whatever. But again, there's a way to approach somebody.
the
The,
way is
I'm,
subjective.
mm, it is. It's very subjective. But I'll also say, to Brandon's point, like in my own personal experience, like you don't that if nice guys were really winning, right? Let's quote unquote nice guys, quote unquote guys that are not out there, that are not voices, that are really cool, calm to themselves. If they were out there like that, if they were winning like that, if women were really attracted like they say they are, then there would be there wouldn't be first of all, there'd be more men being their true honest self, right? One, that's in my opinion. And two, there would be no conversation or talks like coming from women like, oh, all men ain't shit, like why see, this is why da 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 da. There wouldn't be, because you would have a man that understands your freedom, how you want to express yourself, and also how you and also really like care for you, want to see you do you know what I mean, like
I don't
not
agree.
treat you how it. That's just me. That's just me.
I also don't understand what your concept of. I also I also don't understand what your concept of nice guy is. Like, if you can explain to me what you think a nice guy is.
Well, to me, a nice guy is like it's a spectrum but essentially at its core, it's just a guy who um society has deemed like, oh, like he's that person that you is going to be there, or is going to communicate with you, or is going to be in your corner no matter what you do, the choices you decide to make, and he treats you with the proper respect, care that someone would probably want or need, and
Sounds
that's
good.
basically it. That's out,
Sounds
but
good.
that
But
sounds good. Yeah,
yeah, but that's
nice guy.
yeah, I guess a lot of men swear they nice guys, like like I did this or I do this. You know how people,
Till it's time to be a nice guy.
exactly, and the idea that there'd be more men trying to be their true selves. You can only act for so long. Once you get the girl, like, and you've been with her for a little bit, you start to revert back to like your normal. So if you like thugging it out because you think that's what she wants, and like
Mm.
you've been with her for a year and a half and you still thugging it out, that ain't
Yeah,
you. That's you.
time
That's
will
Uh,
you
tell.
feel me? Like you're gonna be able to. You're gonna know if you like a nice dude at first, and you like a year and a half in, and you still a nice dude. Then that means, yeah, like that's you. There is no. They can't hear me. um,
That's who you are at the
yeah,
core.
but
but there.
also,
Uh,
no,
this is gonna
oh,
get
I'm sorry.
frustrating.
Yeah, you
This
I
is
was
gonna get
you
frustrating.
no, go
dipped for
ahead,
a
go ahead,
second.
go
No, I'm
ahead.
just saying, like, there you can't act that out. Um, As far
But
as
that,
pick me's go, like nice guys, quote unquote, a lot of men are, because people get upset for women. Like, I'll do this for a man, I'll do that for a man. Right? Those are called pick me's. And dudes be acting like men ain't pick me's. Men be, oh, I would do this for a girl. I would do this. I'll eat your pussy 5 times a day if you wanted me to. Like pick me's, bro. Like I swear they nice guys, and they just be begging for some attention. So
yeah,
making mad posts about what they would do for a female, for a woman, um, that came into their life. And that's like, bro, just because you're saying you do all these things, that's nice, that's cute. But like, how does she know you really gonna do all that stuff? So
I also feel like I should have also included the fact that I'm talking about a genuinely nice person.
yeah, but
It just
genuinely
happens to
nice
be a
don't mean you're
man.
gonna be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be
Provide what?
genuinely nice, but that don't mean nothing.
Provide what though?
You need to be able to. All right, so you real nice. You open the door for her. You hey, good morning,
Right.
beautiful. Blah blah. You doing all of
A
this, that, and the third.
gentleman.
But when it comes to certain things, you just being nice is only one part. Can you hold
Oh,
down the
okay.
job? Are you responsible? There's a whole bunch of things. Like, can I rely on you financially? Can I rely on you emotionally? Like, just because you're real nice, just because you're nice, that don't mean nothing. Like, you got there's
Yeah,
so many
it's not
other,
the end all be
yeah,
all of things.
Yeah, I know.
What I like about the WAP video too, like what I like about Cardi and Megan and like girls who are rapping raunchy or whatever, I think it's refreshing for women to see that because women are often policed on their bodies. And when you see a woman who's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. I don't care if it's X-rated. I don't care if I'm supposed to talk about it. It's like it's refreshing for a lot of people. Like, oh, Cassie, you like fuck the system for real. Like, I think that's why a lot of people like them too. And
yeah. I'm a,
I get it.
I don't me personally, I don't care either way. Like, I ask that in the devil's advocate way because I believe in accountability. So I believe in you reap what you sow. If you are, an advocate for one thing and you also support one thing, then are you really an advocate for this said thing over on this side? You can't have it all. You can't do what you want and also not be able to take the consequences of what you did. That's just my reasoning. But if that's what you want to do and you take those consequences, like, yeah, I made this video and people bashing me or people say things about my body, even though I showed my body in the video. Like
yeah, like
I could take that.
I'm sure they knew it was gonna get some people mad,
Yeah,
like
like you.
some conservatives, and
That's
and
probably why they did it too. To
and
be
that's
real
why a
with
lot
you.
of people like that too, though, because it's like, oh, you're trolling no reason. Like, again, there's such a movement like with women who are rapping right now that you can literally find any kind of rap. Like, if you want
Yeah.
some conscious rap from a woman, you could get that. Like Rico Nasty is like a rock star rapper. You could get that. You could get the raunchy stuff is obviously more accessible to people because they're more promoted and more they get more views because
They
of
got the
like
machine behind them.
exactly. And then there's like a shock value thing. Like, I can't believe she just did that. Like, so I don't know. I just feel like there's a variety of everything, and you just want to be mad, then be mad.
You getting mad?
Yeah, for
I'll get
what?
rich. Nah, but speaking about ripping what you saw though, like Brandon, what was that video that you was talking about?
Oh, that
how,
podcast.
how to get what you want from a man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it further like it goes into this conversation of like, this your actions and accountability and like what's being put out there for like the general public. So just speak on that a little bit more.
What?
If you speak on that a little bit
The
more, the
podcast, the
podcast.
backstory of it, like
So,
what the woman was talking about.
so my son came on. Oh, I took notes. I know. I'm ready. And then, but yeah. So essentially, this is lady. I don't know her name. I don't know the podcast. But she pretty much put out a video, essentially explaining in step by step fashion how to get what you want from a man.
Great points. I support it. Okay, you bet.
Essentially, you snap. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I don't know why I stopped that, but it's the videos she put out essentially explaining how to get what you want from a man step by step without
Without
having
having
sex.
sex, yeah.
So how I feel about the video per se, I do not condone the message. I don't condone the game that she's playing. However, I do appreciate or like the fact that she was promoting all of this nonsense with the with the knowledge to give, like, you can do all this without having sex. You don't have to give up your body to get what you want. You can do this to manipulate the minds of said victim, for when you coerce them out of whatever you want to get and then throw them to the curb. So and it's not her fault. I'm not even going to condone any woman that decides that they want to go out and try this, because if a guy will give you money for for you doing whatever you doing, like, you deserve it, and that dude is a dumbass, like, because
I'm not gonna
you're not
lie,
getting bread
like
out of me for
it's so
just cause,
easy.
like,
Yeah, it's so easy. I had 3 people slide in my DMs talking about you want to be a baby. What is it called? A sugar baby.
a
Sugar
sugar
baby.
baby,
I
yeah.
was
Yeah, you
like,
better
yo,
get that bag, sis.
nah, I can't. I have a
All
low
you gotta do is
tolerance
send
for people I don't
foot
like.
pics. All you gotta
That's
do
what
is
I'm
send foot
saying. But
pics
it's
for a
like,
bag.
yeah, my good sis from the podcast, from what she was telling me, she had a step-by-step playbook. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 to finesse people out of their money. From what I heard, what Brandon explained, like, she's not wrong. Like, if you want, anytime you want to use somebody, you're going to tell them what they want to hear, like, period.
That's a
I
fact.
don't condone using people for that. I personally have a low tolerance for people that I don't like, so I'm not going to talk to you regardless. I don't care what I'm using you for. Um, but I mean, a lot of people have been, I don't know, using people nowadays is so common. Like, it's not even,
Yeah.
I wasn't even surprised that you said it. Everybody uses people, whether it's for money or for sex or whatever. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's the game right now.
All right, so do y'all want to go into the steps that she talked about, or do y'all just want to keep it general and lighthearted?
You tell me, Will, you watched it. What were the steps?
Now I watched. All right, so boom. Before I tell you the steps, I just want to preface it with this: like, if you are a person that wants to play the game and like has no problem with that, then there is no issue in it. But it becomes an issue, and especially for this video and another video I saw, for me, it becomes an issue when you say, "Oh, this is the type of man. This is what you do to a man to make them become your man, like to essentially trap them to be your man." And I'm not saying that she said that like directly in the video, but indirectly, some of these things, some of these points she was making was like could allude to
Nope.
like a woman believing that, oh, I'm just saying this.
To make them your man? That's what it was? I
She
thought it was
never
just
alluded
meeting
not one
people.
time that she was trying to trap a guy. The
No, no,
whole
no, no. I'm just
premise
not.
of the video was how to get what you want out of a guy. She said, I'm a talk shit about him. You right? I'm gonna talk shit, and then when he call, I'm gonna act like hello.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like saving a dude's
feel
contact
me?
as
Like,
food or
she don't
something.
care about the dude. She want the bread.
Yeah.
And she even said, if you just try to get nail money, you don't even gotta be nice. What, nigga? Like, you feel me? Like, you don't even gotta be nice. If you want nail money, that's what, $100 right there. Ain't nothing. Trying to get your bills
But,
paid. You don't have to
but
be
it's also,
nice.
but I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it as a disclaimer, just generally, like, because a lot of women out there would take this advice and then be confused when it's like, oh, no man wants to be with me, or oh, I can't find a nice guy, or I can't get in a relationship.
Nah, I don't think so.
They're all,
I think
I'm
women know
telling you,
clearly this is who I want to use. This is
Yes.
who I'm trying to bag.
Yes.
like, yeah, they
Yes.
know inward, they know inwardly what they really want, but it's like the ways in which you go about it. So that's why I
Women,
said it was like, yo,
Are you talking? I think you're talking about karma, if I'm not mistaken. Like
of
it
course.
comes back to you.
Yeah. This,
women,
and this is,
go ahead.
and for me, this is a big part of it for me with this video. I mean, because I don't agree with the video, like I don't agree with the points or anything like that. But I just move different, and because of that, like I feel like, yeah, this is cool in the short term. If you wanna put it like that, it's cool for the short term, yeah. But long term, like your short term actions is gonna affect your long term life. Like,
will it though?
yes,
How?
Your
you
long
can
term
run all you want.
actions will
No, I said
affect your short
your short term actions
will
is
affect
going
your
to
long
affect
term
your
life.
long term.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
interpret that
And
as
it's like,
karma.
yeah, and then like you can run from it as long as you
Run
think you
from what?
can, but it's from from the actions that you do, the energy that you put out, essentially.
So you telling me that you don't think that women know exactly what they're doing when they do certain things, right? So
No, I'm not saying that they're not aware of what they're doing in the moment.
You
But a
don't
lot
think
of them are not cognizant of how it affects them in the long term.
I think they're very cognizant. I think that they understand what they're doing. Women are not dumb. Women have when they're
Not saying that.
single, when women are single and they're talking to people, they might have a dude that, is real cool, a dude that, they go out for like lunch dates, a dude that they're taking seriously, but like not serious. Like women know who they're gonna sit here like so maybe you're single and you want money out of this guy because but you're not trying to give it up. You really like that guy over there, but he doing his thing, you doing your thing. While you getting money over here and using this dude, whenever that dude's ready in the long term, right? If you can cut that off whenever you want and take that dude seriously, they're not stressing it.
I,
Only thing I ever say is women have to be when they're playing these games extremely safe and careful for
Facts.
their physical well-being because you can mess with the wrong dude and that
right.
dude may be,
Literally
crazy up
might
here,
kill
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
might kill you or or worse, might make you suffer through something that you lived through. You feel me?
Mm.
So you got to be a little more careful when you're a girl playing these games and as a boy playing these games. I say girl and boy because these are girl and boy games. No one heard me. That was deep and y'all ain't hear me. That's crazy. That's crazy. But y'all didn't hear what I said, but I said girl and boy because the games that she's talking about are games for girls and boys. Like I'm not.
Right.
That's why I use that phrase. But
It's
yeah,
low key
so
mad energy too. Like you really gotta organize all these different people. Like, oh, this you gotta keep in track. I
but
don't know. It's
guess
just
what?
too much work
Guess what? There's so many men. I saw a video out there. It was a guy pretending to be a girl. He would have his camera like
to
this.
get money.
He would have his camera like this. No, and he would like put fake boobs in, right?
That's
And then like the dudes be like, "Yo,
hilarious.
I'll do this to you. I'll do that. I'll send you
Wait, why was
money."
he doing this if it
Because
wasn't for money?
he was just no, he wasn't looking for money. He was just pranking. He was just
Oh,
pranking men.
okay, okay. It's
But
like a
like
social experiment.
yeah, and the men would be like,
Experiment.
"I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll send you this. I'll
Yeah,
give you
no,
this." And it's like, yo, men will really do whatever the fuck you want. Like,
they really will.
so it's like
It's
I
crazy.
can't blame or like you
Yeah.
want if one man decides to stop giving you bread, guess what? There's another one waiting.
Nah,
So
and it takes two to tango. Don't like
they really
that's
don't.
something that
That's a one side thing. That's a
it does
women
take.
It could
women
be a one-time payment and
no,
never speak
bro.
to him again.
It takes two to tango to make a baby. It don't take two to tango. Like a woman ain't giving up no bread.
Bro,
All she got to do
you
is say a
just said
couple of
it.
nice sweet words and get you on her wing, and you just giving your money because you stupid. That's not two people.
All
That's
right, so
one.
boom. So
That's one man's decision.
that's I feel you, but that's what I mean by it takes two to tango. Like there's a woman out there that's gonna look at a man who's gonna be like, oh, he can give me this, and then there's gonna be a man that's gonna be like, oh, I want to give her this because of X, Y, and Z.
Nah,
So it always takes two.
nah,
You need two people for the transaction,
nah.
bro. You need.
If you would have said, there's
You mean to entertain them? Yeah, it takes
there,
two people, but it's not really
not
much
even,
energy.
not
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
I really don't think that a woman plays much of a factor in that decision. All she got
But
to
he
do is
means like
stand
to
there.
even answer back.
I
You know,
get it, but all right. So it takes two. A woman has to reply. But
that's what I'm saying. Could
other
just be
than
one
that, like
reply.
what other? That's it. That
Her
she don't
only
gotta do
reply is
nothing.
gonna be her Cash App tag.
Feel
That's
me? You
it.
feel me? Like there's a video on
Yo, I'm
Instagram where
not.
the dude was like, can I be your boyfriend? You could be my boyfriend. Can I have your number? Cash App? Can I? You saw that
Yeah.
video on Cash App? Like they're not dumb. That's not two
And,
people. That's
and
one
it
person
really
being
be,
real stupid.
yep,
So
cash in your bank account
come on, man.
instantly.
I can't even get mad at a woman at a woman for doing that because the dude is the one that's at fault, not you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you not know you're being used? Or do you just, if you really got money like that, don't care?
The only time I can get mad at a woman for doing that is if you genuinely leading this person on, and that
Yeah,
person
not.
genuinely cares for you, like genuinely, like he's not trying to be like a sugar daddy, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's not trying to flex on you, and he got other girl, like he's genuinely cares for you, and you treating him like that. That's the only time. But if it's really like a business decision for you, and like this dude is just like
If
some
you're
random,
that blatant to just be like Cash App, then
yeah. So
you should know what time it is if she says something like that.
And that is a bigger conversation to the whole societal problem at hand, because
yeah, but
there's a lot of things that
men do it all the time.
that I mean, no, and this is for men and women. There's a lot of things that people are normalizing that is not good. Like it's not like, and then it's like it's reinforced with people saying the same things, putting out the same types of messaging. These are not good things. These are not
Why
good
is it not
qualities to have
good?
as a human, because
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to to manipulate somebody.
What you
No, no,
mean?
no, no, no. We
To,
we
to,
just
Mean
we
not
just
good
condone
qualities
the
to have as a
manipulating.
human.
We just said it's
no,
not right to lead someone on, but to blatantly be like Cash App and you just throwing money at
but
somebody.
either way you comb through it, it's still bad. Like they're
Can
not
you explain to me that what you just said? It's not a good
like
quality to have as a human.
to blatantly say, oh, I'm not dealing with you unless I'm getting money from you.
What kind of
That's wild.
so it's
That's
wild
wild.
and whose standards? Society
That's
is a
what, and that's
social
what I'm
construct,
saying.
my
And that's
friend.
what I'm saying.
Everything
Like
in life that we have to adhere
I
by
just said
is
that.
fake.
I just said that all of these things that people have made have normalized and then reinforced because people are saying the same thing, they're doing the same thing. It's bad. At the end of the day, like overall, it's not good. It's
How's it
not a
not
good
good?
thing to
It's good
do.
to who? So you didn't you just repeated what you said, and
Yeah,
evidently so you did not
it's
say
not
what I just said.
it's not good. It's not good for as a person. I feel personally as
Like
a
to get in
person,
the habit
your
of
personal
using
growth.
people.
Like yeah, like because
In
one thing you gotta
society's standards,
I'm talking yeah, as far as society, as far as the societal norm right
but
now,
society is fake.
what people are doing, cool. But you as a person,
Cool. They're not going to address that. Okay.
society is fake. How? Because how is society fake?
Because you're going to say and tell me how this is bad, how you
Mm-hmm.
don't agree with the message because blah, 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 your opinion. That's your opinion based on society's norms, right? We say here
Right.
talking about Doja Cat and Cardi B and what they do with their bodies. The only reason why
Right.
we give a fuck is because of society. Society's bullshit. Every rule, every law we follow is based on society. Also, an American society, which is also bullshit because it's
We made it
racism
up.
one side of the
It's
side.
made up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But
when you say it's not good, you're not
Mm.
talking about as a human. You're talking about as far as the American society. In France, they're making 15-year-old legal to have sex with. That's their society.
What?
Exactly. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're wrong. That's their society.
Some states is like your the age for consent is like 16,
Yeah.
17.
But society is bullshit. So what do you when you say that it's wrong or it's bad, like who are you speaking for?
I'm speaking to the fact that these qualities that are being portrayed, these qualities are being pumped, these qualities that are being put in front of everybody that has become normalized, they're not necessarily good things to do. They're not necessarily good actions to participate in just generally across the board as a person. Like
in terms of your integrity, like if you want something, you
just
should work for it. Is what he's saying, basically.
just because people are actively throwing themselves over a bridge, don't make it a right thing. Like don't make it like, oh yeah, that's the good thing, that's the right thing to do. I'm about to go jump off the bridge as well. Like
I mean, is there water under
at
it?
At a certain point in time, you and it's probably because it speaks to a younger age group. A lot of people don't really see the forest from the trees, in my opinion.
What?
I feel like there are a lot of people that don't see the forest from the trees. What does that mean? They don't really understand that this very spontaneous, it's just not sustainable for like a whole lifetime. You feel me? Like eventually, and this you can blame it on society. Eventually, people will want to settle down. They'll want to start families. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna like start getting jobs and stuff like that. And what you're doing right now, the habits that you're creating right now, is not setting you up for long-term success. That's just my opinion.
My thing is this: who the hell are you to tell that person what they see
I'm
as success?
Hey,
you're
just my opinion.
No, that's your idea that you're enforcing on somebody else. How
I'm
do you
not
know this
enforcing
person?
it. I don't enforce
You are.
it.
You literally just did. How do you know that this person you literally just did? How do you know that this person that's doing this, that's talking to these men and getting what they want? How do you know that that's not what they envision themselves doing successfully? Like, how do you know that they don't care to be in a relationship? They don't care to settle down. Like, this is what they want to do. That's successful to them. And how do you say to yourself, like, oh, that's not successful. That's not what you should do to be successful.
Not everyone wants a family. And a picket fence and stuff like that. I feel like
I feel you, but and that's personally my opinion, and I'm not naive to the fact, or I'm not tunnel vision to the fact that like there's a lot of people that don't want that. They don't want what I want for myself. Like they don't see what I see for myself. I understand that. So, but I'm just letting it be known. Like it's not something I'm demanding people to do. I'm not saying you need to do this. I'm not saying that because you live your life. But just know that for some people who are going through their life, especially at a young age, who are getting told that these things are normal, that these things are okay, that you need to do this. There's a lot of people that are demanding people to do the wrong things, in my opinion. But
demanding
a lot of, and especially when people are young, they probably don't understand the long term effects of what they're being told that's normal, that they're being told is okay to do. It's like, don't worry about like stuff like that.
I used to think like
And I'm
that
completely
when I was younger, like that it was wrong to just be taking people for their money or whatever. But then it's like if you have this agreement with someone, if you know the dynamics of your relationship, if you know you only see this person when you give them money and stuff like that, if you're not leading them on and acting like, oh yeah, of course I like you or whatever, like some dynamics of relationships are just different. Like Brandon said, not everyone's gonna think they want a family with a white picket fence and stuff like that. And some people just literally, let me get that one-time payment and never speak to me again type. You're not alluding to a future with them, and you just straight up like, yo, let me get this money, then what's the problem? I'd rather you do that and be blatant and honest than just act like, you going on a bunch of dates with someone and just obviously not wanting to commit or whatever to them. You might as well just be like, send a cash app. I'm
but
hungry, send me some food money.
But I just feel like I understand with that too, because I used to think very naively as well. Like I believe also that things are very conditional. But as far as the messaging is concerned, that's what I have a problem with. Like, because these messages is not really like, in my opinion, they're not really the best messages to be sending to people who are probably still finding their way. And these are probably messages that the person that's sending them out, they probably don't really like. They're probably done in the past. They probably currently don't do. Like there's a lot that goes into that. So it's just the messaging overall. It doesn't. It's not even good to, in my opinion, it's not good to put out and then advertise like this is the light.
You don't
like
feel
this
like
is
it's
good.
morally
like,
right.
Hell no. And it shouldn't be. It's
but
really
is
not.
Honesty
like,
morally right? Being honest with someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you
it
honest
is.
with someone and you're just that's it, because like I said, I used to think the same thing, but then I was like, not everyone is gonna think that way.
But
if you straight up like, I'm hungry and you gave me money and I didn't even, because sometimes you don't even gotta ask nobody. You could literally just be like, oh, I'm hungry, $20 in your cash app. Like it just be that easy for some people.
But don't. No.
I mean,
I'm not gonna let you.
I said sometimes, Brandon. I said sometimes.
I hear you, but I can't let you get off of that, because you said sometimes you'd be like, you don't even gotta ask. You'd be like, I'm hungry. That's your way of asking. Like that's.
Oh, I mean, you could be. I mean, I guess you alluding to it, yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm hungry, I've eaten all day.
It's one thing if people like, what you doing? Oh, nothing, just like about to fix some food, and then they send you some cash
That's
out.
different.
That's
different.
That's a different thing. All right, but we came to understanding with that.
Nah, but the list. I mean, you ain't really got. All right, so the list basically.
What are you supposed to do if you just get it though? Like you gonna send it back if you feel like it's morally wrong? You just gonna send the money back to that person?
Again, it's conditional. But like, it's not. Don't listen to me. It's a condition. These are all conditional things. Like at the end of the day, I'm not gun ho saying like, oh, this is how you need to live. No, everything's conditional. I just feel like the messaging and then pumping out the same ideal in a sense in the messaging. I feel like for people who are still trying to find a way, the people who are not really haven't really come into their own, don't really know, trying to figure it out, how to be their own person, and especially those who are younger, I feel like it's more of a detriment than it is something to be celebrated and something to be highlighted as, oh, this is good, or this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you need to do. I'm not with that. because now, like to your point, Brandon, you're not giving them that. You're not even giving them an option.
My
Like,
point.
are you presenting the opposite? Because, and essentially, the answer is no, because that's the only thing that's the only thing that they're repping. That's the only thing that they're talking about. That's the only thing they're divulging step by step information about how to finesse people, and then having this be a normalcy in life. Balance. That's balance. Like, I'm not here saying, oh, goody, I'm goody two shoes. Like, oh, you need to
I
be
get what
But
you're
here's
saying.
morally
my
high
thing. But
standards, but
once again,
it
my
is
biggest my thing is accountability, Will. So as
the
you are
facts.
talking about a moral code that women have to follow, as a man who's going to be willing to just give up bread because a girl is
Mm.
being nice or she's giving up this or that, you willing to like that says one that's a stroke of your ego because you want a girl that's real obedient, it's going to do what you want, it's not problematic. But that's also like a masculine trait that men feel like women shouldn't have to, women shouldn't do this, they shouldn't have to do that. I'll give them the bread. I'll do this for them. Like
Mm.
you so gung ho about providing that you don't necessarily know when a woman is using you because they know they're gonna get bread out of you. Like that's not all on the man. I mean, that's not all on the woman. That's not all on the
That's
woman.
true. It's
But
like yeah, nah, it's definitely it could be an ego thing too. Like, oh, you want whatever you want, I got it. Don't even worry about it. Like sometimes it's just for them, just to feel like manly or something.
And again, like this,
nah, address it. Address what I said. I need to hear what you got to say
You
to that.
froze.
the sense this you did, you kind of
I
froze.
know I did, but I know
But
how
but
long
the
I know,
set
I know you heard
but
enough of it to
To
understand I was talking
understand.
yeah,
about the
the sentiment about men essentially doing the same thing, but in a like in a reverse fashion, as
no,
far
that's
as
not what I
like,
said.
so how I interpret it is this: at the end of the day, even that sentiment, it all boils down to the messaging. Like, men have been given a message. The men have been given the messaging that, oh, like the providing and stuff like that is supposed to come natural with what you do. Essentially, like, there's no one that essentially alluding to, or like, nobody is saying that, oh, in order for you to like to really truly provide, especially if that's what a man is supposed to do, like, you're supposed to vet the woman that, you know, that, oh, if I provide for this woman, I know that the value in it is something that, because we're growing together, like we're together, and it's something that's more real than me just flexing my ego,
You you
or
talking you
you know what I
talking
mean.
about you talking about a real righteous dude right now, and you talking about
Nah,
you're stuck on the relationship aspect of what we're talking about,
I,
and I'm no I'm trying to get
I'm
this
and
freezing.
how I'm interpreting.
I what one you didn't address the accountability aspect that I was talking to you about.
Right.
That's the thing. As you're talking about certain things that women should have to be aware of, men should be held accountable. The men, not all, the men
Mm,
that have this thought process and the men that attribute to this, and ultimately the men that are dishing out the bread from their pockets.
right.
Um, that's an accountability on them. You can't blame women for doing things to men that men allow. Like if a man says I'm not giving you
Right.
money just because you're doing this, that, and the third, like you're gonna have to be if you want money from me, you're gonna have to be my partner in crime, you're gonna have to do this, this, and that. We provide for each other. It's not just going to be, or I give you bread because you act in a certain way, but you not. But then when I need you for this, you nowhere to be found. Like it can't
Right.
be. You know, you when you need me, you here, and when you don't, you ghost. It can't be that.
I've
Those men,
known some men who happily like played that role too. Like was no
yeah.
problem. Like this dude knew this girl was using him for food. All she had his number saved as food. Like literally straight up the context of food. And he didn't care. He cut her off eventually, but
No, those are called those. That's what we call simps.
yeah,
That's
nah, he
fact.
was wilding. I was like, you're a different
um,
breed.
but to answer your question more directly, when it comes to accountability, which you are right about, I would give the same. I would give the same message that I would give to a woman, I would give to a man, as far as accountability is concerned. Like, when it comes to those men who openly and willingly know and they do it, like, it's like, for me, I would say, so like, who put the message in your head to make you believe that was okay, and why haven't you challenged that? Because you're doing it, cool. It's stroking your ego, it's make you feel better, it's validating your manhood, cool. But there's also the other side. There's also another
You
art,
have a
another point.
problem with sugar babies? Will?
Nah, because I want to be a sugar baby so bad.
But that's the argument right there. You just said it was like
I
morally.
mean,
That's the
but
end of
then
the conversation. Got you on
nah,
that one.
but I said
Got you.
no, but I said that things are conditional. I'm saying that I was talking on the messaging.
Nah,
The
bro, she
messaging
got you.
from the list. Hold on, because
There you go.
it's all goes into
KO.
the. All right, cool. This all goes into the our whole conversation for today, starting with Cardi and Meg. It's the messaging. Started with the list on how to get money from a man. It's all about the messaging for me. What's up?
I just want to let you know how misogynistic you just came across.
Elaborate.
So we was just sitting there talking about men. A woman could hoard some money out of men or just getting the money they want, and you spent all that time talking, and then Sarah asked you, "Would you want to be a sugar baby?" Which is essentially the same thing, and you said, "Yeah, I want to be a sugar baby," and you had no issue. There was no hesitation, nothing. But we just talked about how you felt like women should have a moral, like, you know, they should have this moral thing in their head when they taking bread.
I said also that everything is conditional. I understand that everything is conditional. I was speaking to the messaging that's being portrayed as something that is okay, and something that this is what you should and need to be doing to get money from, because these are the words, this is the messaging that is being that is coming across. And do I think that's okay? No, because you are marketing these type of messages to young people who are not yet found themselves. Because I know me, I know who I am personally,
and they don't know
I've been
them.
through my own. I'm just saying that the message. I'm saying that the messaging could be advertised,
bro. You just digging a hole.
I'm saying that the message could be advertised to people who are still trying to find themselves.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
if you want me to get my life story.
No, I don't need you to give your life story, but just because you know yourself, you don't know them. So because you don't know them, they don't know themselves.
And that's why I said, for all the people who are fine with doing this, who are fine with living their lives this way, then it's conditional. Like, a lot of these things are conditional.
And you don't think it should be like a guidebook? Is that's your problem? Selling books by the millions about how to get a man or how to get a woman. So there shouldn't be a guidebook for that either. Do you have a problem with those? Like, Steve Harvey just what is the name of his book? Like, How to Think Like a Man or something like that? Isn't that how to get a man? So is that an issue?
No.
But
if a girl did that, would it be an issue?
Girls do that.
There's women who have done that.
Yeah, there are books like that.
I know, but it's two different. My thing is, if you would have said yes, I'd like, okay, but only because there's like an issue with men going into the woman's mindset. Like, you have no right, but you know, women have, you know, it's easy, it's okay for them to come into our mindset. But neither here nor there. I just still don't understand.
The point is, there's resources for what you want. Like, that was my point.
I get that. My thing, and yeah, you're absolutely correct. Should there be a guidebook or whatever? The conditions is one thing that's cool. Everything is conditional in life, so that's not saying much of anything. What I am saying to you though is, the sentiment that because you know yourself, you're okay with yourself being a sugar baby. That should go the same way everybody. Like, everybody. Exactly. Yeah, but that's not what you were saying. You know, so we're primarily talking about women right now, but you harping on the message that young women and blah 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 blah. But you know yourself, so you know yeah. I'm saying, because I'm not gonna. You said a lot, and yeah, I just feel like, you know, it's a double standard. You know, the way you put that. But
life is a double standard, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, you gotta get to that.
So you're part of the problem, Will. If you want to be a sugar baby, you're part of the problem that you don't like.
We all, in some form or fashion, part of the problem. My whole sentiment.
Don't try to pin this on us.
Okay, but my whole sentiment behind the whole premise of the video, of the step-by-step tutorial, is just the messaging. Like, for me, do what you want to do, but do I agree with the messaging? No, I don't. And it's not even the outcome and how you choose to live your life and X, Y, and Z. I just don't agree with the messaging.
Is
and
it
if I didn't
wrong?
get that across, oops, my fault.
No, it's not. It's not that. But you started talking about something else. Is it wrong for a woman to receive money for her feet? Pictures she sends for her feet?
Feet pic?
Is that wrong?
100 for a
Because
feet
that's the
pic.
same thing.
I
Is
know
that wrong?
damn well
No,
if
no. You
someone
said
hit you up,
100.
To
well,
me,
People giving $500 for feet pics. But yeah, I'm asking
oh,
you, bro.
that's news to me because I
to
know you
me,
would do it.
that's
Well, we
no,
all
I
do it.
wouldn't.
I feel
No, no,
like
no. I'm asking Will.
No, I
Is that
wouldn't.
wrong?
For to me, I don't see it as right. Or I don't care about it. Like it's whatever you
nah,
want
it's
to
a
do.
yes or no.
If as a what, like as a way of getting money is
Bro,
like if
this is
that's
what I'm
if,
saying. Like you gotta like really hear what you say, how you sound sometimes. Because you giving your personal opinion. I don't agree. That's wrong. That's wrong.
I,
And you don't, it's not right or wrong. Like it
for a
has to
woman,
no,
what the foot fetish thing.
I'm
All right, so
asking
I
you because
understand it. I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
and who's
I
wrong?
wouldn't do it.
Who's wrong though?
Both parties.
No,
Hold up, Will.
no, the
You're
man's
not
wrong.
gonna take a picture of your feet for $500
Shit,
And
if someone
send it
give
to
me money
somebody.
if someone give me money for
just for
$500 for
feet.
my feet, which my feet is disgusting, but if someone give me money for that, I'm sending
You
them
gonna
feet
do
pics.
it?
I'm
I'm
not.
sure.
I'm not gonna hold you. I wouldn't. The only reason why I wouldn't is because I don't want my feet out there in a
But can I ask you a question?
Nobody knows
that's
it's your
wild.
feet.
Can I ask you a question?
Nah, my feet are unique.
It seems like you having a hard time putting blame on the man.
No, I don't.
Like
I
you
don't. I
you
don't. I
keep
don't.
saying
I don't
both
put blame on
parties.
them.
Where's the woman at fault in that scenario? Explain to me where.
It's her body.
Not even
I
that, but where's
don't.
she wrong? You
I don't
said it's
think that the
wrong.
woman is wrong. I never said.
You said
I
both parties are
didn't. The
wrong.
word. The words.
You
Yeah, I
said
said
both
both
parties are wrong.
parties. A
That's for
man
me.
and a woman. Man and a woman. Like I don't. I never once said like, yo, women are wrong for doing this.
I never said you said.
No.
But he's saying
You
in
never
that
said that. You never
scenario.
said women are wrong, but you are implying that women who also some women who who participate in this are wrong, and some is on some conditions. Yes, some people do actually use people, but other times people would just be minding their business, or they a man
They
will
take
come into their
advantage of the
life
opportunity.
and they'll take advantage of the opportunity. But that's not
Yeah.
them being wrong. Who's wrong? If you can't admit that sometimes men is just bugging, like like a
Oh
man
yeah. Now men be wilding all the time.
decides he's gonna give you 500 beans for your feet and you take advantage of that. The woman is wrong in that situation. Get the fuck out of here. The man is the one that's giving her the bread. He's wrong. He's stupid. I would never give no girl $500. I want to see feet. I'm going on Google and I'm typing in feet pics. I'm not giving you stupid.
And that's why I
Get outta
would
here,
never
bro.
give out my feet pics, because that shit can end up on Google Images quick. Just me personally. But
I don't
nah,
know.
like
It's not wrong to me.
all right, so to say it, I guess to say it more plainly, like yes, a man is wrong in a situation, but
What about that
on
message
top of
is
that, like,
wrong? Like we're in Brandon's scenario with the feet or whatever, and the $500. Like, what exactly is wrong in that message?
all right,
If
so it's
it's
wrong to
a
me.
consensual exchange of money and pictures.
Forget the exchange for a second. It's wrong to me because just like Brandon said, like you could go on Google the type of feet and be very
But
content
you're
looking
not
at.
gonna find the feet of the person you want on Google.
Facts.
That's true. That is also true. That is also true. But I don't even think wrong is the right word to use for me. Like in this situation right now, because again, it's conditional. If that's what the dude wants, if that's his main goal, if that's the mission, then by all means. But me personally, just like Brandon said, bro, I wouldn't condone a dude giving $500.
But you said you would be a sugar baby. So
Also,
like,
Yes.
what would be the conditions? Because I feel like that's like
The
grade A
conditions?
sugar baby right there. That's soft level.
that's so
You
yeah,
send
yeah,
in
that's
feet
baby level.
pics.
That's baby
Yes.
level. That's baby
That's
level.
like PG
because
sugar baby right there.
there's women that have to give up their vagina for bread.
That's a
The
fact.
old ass fucking white
That's a
men.
fact.
Yeah,
That's
Very-
the star level of sugar
Yeah,
babies.
that's the top tier. That's the creme de la creme right
that's
there.
you in the game for real.
That's a fact. For me, so the reason why I say that I would be a sugar baby is because one, I'm attracted to older women naturally.
disgusting.
And again, so this goes into the
That's
whole
not
conditioning.
disgusting.
Nah, it depends on when I think of sugar mamas, I'll be thinking like the old, like
Yeah, he's thinking of the Proud Family for
I
real,
need
like
some-
sugar mama. Like,
yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm thinking of her.
So Whoa, that's wild. But no, I know my limit. I know my limit on how old I would go. But naturally, I like older women.
What's older women? Give me an
Older
age
women.
range.
I would say
Or like an older
40.
celebrity that you have a crush on. I need a
All
picture
right,
in my head.
Why do you
so
like
Halle
older
Berry,
women?
right?
Like for
Why do I
relationship
like
wise,
older women?
you would date a older woman?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
too much
20
expectation.
plus years?
20
It's
plus.
okay.
That's fine to me because right now
Nah.
I'm 20.
Are
So
you ready
40.
for
All
that?
right, so 40. You ain't ready until you know.
No,
Until
you're
you
just
win
not
it, you
ready.
don't know.
40-year-old women ain't looking
Because
for
and
ain't
now
looking for no
if I
20-year-old problems.
hold on. And if I said that I've been in a relationship with someone older, I could have answered be like, yeah, I'm ready because I've been in a relationship. But it's conditional. Everybody is different. A 40-year-old woman over here and a 40-year-old woman over here, they're gonna be two different women.
Can I
So
explain to you the
you're
differences
not ready until you win it.
between older men and older women when it comes to younger people?
Mm.
So older men when they stuck on younger women, like you 30 years old, 30 plus, you still trying to date 20-year-olds and sometimes 18, 19-year-olds. It's because they're kids, the dominance factor. Like you're older.
Mm-hmm.
What you say goes. You want somebody who's obedient, right? People your
Mm.
age, you don't got no job really, you can't provide. They don't want to fuck with you. So you gotta stay with the younger cats because they're not there yet. Financially, their mindset ain't there. Older women,
Right.
they done messed around with older men. They could probably they when they messing with a young one, either they with you because they want some type of thrill sexually, and then and that's it. Like then if you can't provide, they don't want 20-year-old problems. Like you talking about, oh, I can't
They
pay
want 20 year
That's
I can't
old
pay
a
my
reality.
phone
fun.
Yeah.
bill. I
They
can't pay
want
That's a
my
20 year
fact.
phone
old
bill.
fun.
Facts. They want 20-year-old fun, but if you're not,
Facts.
but you when I say, are you ready for that responsibility?
That
Like if
responsibility.
they got a kid, can you provide for their kid? Can you hold down the job and take
You
care of
about to
them
be
and
a
Mm.
their kid?
stepdad?
Like they're not looking
Mm.
for you
Step
can't.
Pappy. You feel me?
Can't. So
Step
when you say
Pappy.
you like older women, I hope you're just talking sexually because if you're not ready to take care of them financially and emotionally, then I
Right.
guess you don't really like older women. Then you feel me?
I feel you. No, I feel you. And that's a conversation that's been had a bunch of times. And because this is not just like a now thing, like I can honestly say that before when I was younger, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready like I am now, and I know I'm not ready like I will be as I get old, become older and older, and
But
get
how do
more
you know if you're
information and
ready?
stuff like that. Like to your point of the providing factor of the essentially what I'm doing with my life and how I'm building my life and building my security, and all of these things that comes with when you're trying to pursue somebody older. Like all of these factors are realities, and like Sarah said, like they're looking for 20-year old fun, which is a possibility. But also I am also aware of the possibility that if it's something that's a long-term committed relationship that's going to be taken seriously, that the responsibility of the financial, the mental, emotional is something that is now brought to the table. And that's something
I
I had to
still
learn
want
over
to
time. I
know
wasn't really.
what you're willing to do to be a sugar baby. Because if you
Oh, you
can't do
talking about
feet
my
pics,
limits? My
yes,
my
I want to know
All
what
right,
the
so
rules
first,
and
so
regulations
first of
are.
all, the fee pick is not in the contract. We tossing that out the contract to begin with. But a lot of, I would say a lot of, I would assume, sorry, that a lot of older women they just want the time, the TLC, the
No,
time, the loving,
Companionship.
older women
companionship.
when they messing with younger dudes are expecting a high sexual drive because older men, the older you get, you start to lose that, which is why I tell people, don't wait too long because you start to lose that shit the older you get. Women they don't really lose. Obviously, sometimes you got to do certain things,
No, it gets
but
worse. I mean,
no,
it gets higher. It gets higher.
the
Like your
sexual
sexual
drive gets
drive gets
higher as they
higher
get older. But
as they
as
get
a
older.
dude, as a young man, like if a woman is messing with you and you can't
Mm.
perform for her sexually, she's not gonna want you. So if you don't know if you can please her that way, how do you know if you could be a sugar baby? You feel me?
That's that's
They
that's
that
that's
that's
cool.
that
That's
is
that's true. That's
they
true.
would not mess with no younger dude
Um,
if sexual activity was not there. If they want to talk to somebody, they could
right,
talk to whoever the fuck they want. If
right.
they targeting young men, it's for the sexual drive. And if you don't got that, they ain't messing with you. And how do you know if you got that or if you're ready for all the other shit? If you don't, you feel me? Like how do you know?
How do I know personally?
If you want to answer that question.
Uh, Well, all right. So let me finish answering Sarah's like question because she's like, what would make you? What's the conditions? Like, what would make me want to be a
Me
sugar
and
baby?
Brandon already said that's like literally softcore SugaBaby right there. Some feet
It
pics.
is. So yeah. So feet pics are out. That is a no for me. Um,
So
but
you just want to
That's real picky.
entertain.
He wants sex. That's what he wants.
I mean, sex is on the table. Yes,
Yeah, of course he
sex is
wants
on the
sex.
table.
Let a girl say that shit.
Companionship, like
The
I mean,
message, though.
but yo,
The message that you portray.
and this is where double standards come in, and I'm not saying that I don't operate in the
So
world
much for
or
a nice
I
guy,
don't
Will.
think in double standards.
Nice guy would understand a woman who wants to have sex for
I do
money.
understand.
Nah, but you don't condone it. But you're saying
I
you
don't.
do it.
I don't. All right. The only thing I didn't condone in this video is the messaging in the
The
video
message.
of how to get money, because that's very singular. Like,
But you about to get money from an older woman for having sex with her. So what?
I mean, true.
Yeah.
Oh, the
True.
mirror.
But that is when it comes to that video in particular, like that's a very singular objective goal. Like for me, when it comes to if I was to be a sugar baby, like there would be more that I would bring to the table other than tips and tricks on ways that I could finesse her out of her money.
Do you think that you have a say in how that
Yeah, I was about to say
relationship goes if you're the sugar baby? Like they running shit.
Yes,
they got the bread. You don't got. You think so? Because
All right,
you report to
you're a
her.
guy.
Hold on,
You're a
time
guy.
out, because I've done the research.
Oh
I've
my!
done the
Will,
research.
I've done the
I need you to
research.
stop with this research.
I've done the research.
You have no experience.
because it's
like through personal experience. Is that your research?
Time out. Because we got to get this clear. When it comes to this, it's real shit. It's real. I was curious, so I looked it up. The only way that I can operate and it not be like a whole legal matter, like as far as like prostitution and stuff like that, you have to draw up contracts, and both parties have to sign and agree to the terms of the engagement. That's facts. When it comes to sugar mama,
that's not facts.
Sugar dad.
That's not
It
facts
is.
at all.
That's not facts. Will, I need you to.
I mean,
stop
the right way to do it.
I need you to
The
stop
right way to do it.
You probably like
looked
looked up some billionaire who wants you to sign an NDA because he doesn't want his wife to know he's cheating on him type of contract.
Somebody got a lot to lose, like a celebrity. They want they on the road, they on their little tour, or
that's who's pulling out
athletes
contracts
are on the road and they want to cheat on their wife, and it's like, yo, you can't say nothing. You sign this real quick. I'll throw you this little bit of cash. Don't say shit. This is between me and you. That's the only time. If you got if you're talking to someone and some random dude or some random person is trying, what? Like, how often do you really think that most of the time he's like, yo, I'll send you money if you, I'll send you.
But that's more like, that's not even.
Yes, so the contracts do come into place, but I don't think it happens that often.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm not gonna say it happens every time, but
I'm getting tired of you saying that because
I was curious.
Some experience.
The only research, I thought you was about to say you did some personal experience, social experience thing.
All right, so
and talk to some women.
Someone else.
You gotta go through it.
But I said that I would be a sugar too. I said that I was curious about it, so I looked it up. Research doesn't have to only be your experience.
Yes, it does. You have to have experience. You about to come
research?
Hold on, Will.
Research?
Will, because we're on camera now, and we talk about a lot of shit. We talk about a lot of shit in the past, and I'm not gonna put you on blast. If you want to put yourself on blast, you go ahead and you do that. But you talk about a lot of shit that you cannot talk about unless you have personal experience. You can talk about other people's stuff, but if you don't know what you're talking about, you can't really talk about it because you have no experience. And the only way you can learn certain things in life is if you experience it yourself. So you talking about you want to be a sugar baby
now, and
you don't even know.
I agree that experience plays a part. Don't get me wrong.
No, experience is the part. You gonna say and tell other people
plays a part.
You want to talk about how
plays a part.
It is the part. You're talking about sex now, right? Sugar baby sex.
No, I'm talking about the whole what encompasses all of being a sugar baby. Some sugar baby, sugar daddy, sugar mama relationships, there's no sex in it.
Okay.
Some, yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about.
But what I'm telling you is that I was curious, and then I went and looked it up. Doing research about it, gaining information about it, is you cannot negate that and say oh nah, it's only experience. Nah, you can look things up online. It's that's like saying, oh, I want you to write a paper.
No, we agreed with you. Obviously, there's contracts.
No, I agree with the contract part. But let
But
me
he's
ask
like,
you
nah,
this.
you need experience. You need
Let me
experience.
ask
I
you
was like,
this.
hold up,
I'm
you
I'm,
can look
I'm
it
gonna
up
put a
too.
scenario in. A 14-year-old boy is interested in sex. He's starting. A 12-year-old boy. He's getting his what's it called? Puberty, right? He's starting to hump everything that moves.
Yeah,
He's curious
yeah.
about sex. He goes to look up some shit. He reads, he watches porn, and some of his friends have already had sex. He goes in, like he tries to talk about it like as if he was actually doing it. And then they start asking questions like, so what about this? What did you do when you did this? How do you put on this? And he like, well. And then he don't really know because all he knows about is what he fucking read and what he heard. But he don't know actually what happens because he didn't do it. So what I'm saying to you is you could read up and look up shit all you want. You get a little bit of knowledge on somebody else's perspective and somebody else's experience. But if you can't say, oh, in my experience, this is what happened, but I can see blah, blah, that sounds like, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't know anything, everything you read, you got to take it at face value as facts because you
Of
have no
course.
idea. You have nothing to combat that. So you can sit here and tell me on a podcast that you're going to sit here and bring up somebody else's shit that you have no knowledge of on yourself and be like, yeah, I could do that. I don't got to know what I'm talking about because that person said that this is what it is. Like, no, you got to be able to know what you're talking about, bro. Like, you can't just talk about somebody else's shit.
I feel you. But also when it comes to the conversation or just the topic of the sugar mom or sugar baby, all that, like this is a whole. It's almost like an industry. I don't want to say it's an industry because that's like wild, but it's almost like an industry where there's set rules and regulations to what it means to be like a proper sugar baby,
but you
sugar
talking about
mom
what
in
you're gonna
a
do.
in a situation.
You talking about like if I was a sugar baby, I would do this and that, and I wouldn't just do this, and I would like. You really think you're gonna have that much say, right? Like who the fuck are you? She could find 100 other sugar babies if you two.
That's a fact.
Yeah, no, it is
fact.
a fact. So you think you're gonna have all this dominance because you're a dude talking to an older woman? Like you think you're gonna no, because if it was a guy,
I know that
right, you would think that the guy would assert himself more than a woman, right? Like, she can't tell me what she gonna do, but you gonna tell yourself what you gonna do to
a lot of relationships with that big of an age gap literally pick younger people. So because they're usually submissive.
Yo, so this is not my words. Quoting this, you can't have control if you want to provide dick and not money. This is not my words, but that's a crazy sense. You can't have control if you only provide dick and no money. How you a dude?
Right.
You're not providing no money. You're gonna try and control what you gonna do.
In the sugar world.
In the sugar world.
In the sugar world, all I'm saying is that it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for that to happen. It's not uncommon for that to happen. But it's also not uncommon for people to draw up contracts on what they are going to be doing in this relationship. And it's not always the sugar mom or sugar daddy demanding rules. No, there's a in this exchange.
So on this last part, before we close up, I would like Will to, since he knows, I would like Will to explain his sugar baby experience for me so that, maybe he can give me a little more insight.
He said he was never a sugar baby.
I know, but he's talking, it's not uncommon. You telling me about what things happen, you don't know.
Because I looked it up. I did research.
How do you know?
It's like, because
I don't know how to kill nobody, but I can look up murders.
It's like going to a textbook and like reading information like, oh, that's
Christopher Columbus.
Okay,
Christopher Columbus. He explore and discover America? Because I read that shit too. I looked that up. Right. That's fake. Like you, stop telling me what you looked up, bro. Like, do you know or do you not know? You don't know. You just looked it up. You don't know. So like, this is something you have to experience.
I don't know from personal experience. You have to.
What if you go sign to be a sugar baby? And you go to meet this person, and it's a whole dude that kills you. Like, you don't know what the fuck happens. Shit like this happens.
There are some dudes who catfish other older men.
Exactly, it is wild. But you're talking to me like about some shit that you cannot talk about unless you have experience. You can't talk facts if you don't have experience. You can only talk about like you talking about it and like the first person I experienced this. It's not uncommon for this to happen, and you can do this and this and that. Like, how do you know? Did you do this? No, I didn't do it, but I read. So you don't know because this is an experience. So I would say that.
Yeah, of course. But it's also a thing that has rules and regulations as well. Oh, my final thoughts on it is, if anything, just look up the whole sugar baby, sugar mama thing. Like, because if I can't convince, I'm not trying to convince you. If my words have to be backed with experience, then go watch somebody who has experience with it.
All right. So my final thoughts is it happens way too often and way too casually for people to be drawing up contracts for every single, like, your contract is your Cash App receipt. Basically, that's how often it is. And it'd be just like a one-time thing. Some people have multiple sugar daddies or mommies or whatever. People, they finessing out their money. So it's way too common for there to be contracts. There obviously are
I actually know
contracts
somebody who
that
is.
happen. Exactly, right? And
I actually know somebody
they
who is.
probably getting their money and getting right. So I feel like if you're
nah,
gonna get it from someone,
they sat down and they talked about what is going to be accepted and what's not going to be accepted. I know
and if
somebody
you're
who
gonna get it
actually.
from someone, just be honest about how you getting it, and don't expect anything from the other person. That's how I feel about it. What's up?
Yeah.
How you
My
feel,
final
Brandon?
thoughts. One, there's no difference between a man and a woman when it comes to how you get money from the other party. It's the same consequences apply. The only difference is you got to be a little more careful as a female. That's just the true facts.
Niggas will
Two,
kill you.
as a salesman, Will is correct. If you're looking to do something new, you look up some shit you don't have experience about, and you try to gauge, the waters. But I'm not going to go to somebody, oh yeah, you gonna do that? Oh word, like, yo, yeah, they used to do that because this. Oh, you did it? Nah, I ain't do it. I looked it up. Like, nah, I don't need your opinion. I'm going to someone that actually did the shit because they can tell me, nah, bro, like, I know you read that, but this is what really be going on, shit like that. Like, so what I'm saying to you is that's what I want you to understand when I say you cannot give certain information because you wouldn't go to nobody that don't know what they're talking about. If you're trying to get into something that's new, you want like somebody with real experience, like someone yeah, I did that, bro. Like, yeah, you should do it because when I was doing it, this, that, and the third, right? I did this. You don't want something like, yeah, I ain't do it, but I heard that you should definitely get on that, bro. I wouldn't do it, but you should. Nah, don't do that. But that's my final thoughts. Man and woman, there's no difference. The same standards should apply on both sides when it comes to that. Because at the end of the day, if a woman is gonna give you money for giving her dick, that's her choice. And if a man's gonna give you money for giving him vagina, punani, that's his choice.
Just be honest about it.
Exactly. You can't blame the recipient party, right? Because they're not the one that's providing. They're not providing the message. They're not providing no message. They're just the recipient of bread. That's it. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I think at the end of the day, we should all try to become sugar babies and see how that goes. But
might hit a lick.
I have a feeling that Sarah will be more successful. Cause what she gotta do is take a picture of her feet real quick, put it on the internet.
You got 500 real quick. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how y'all feel. Thank y'all for watching.
Yo, son, don't rush me. Don't rush me. I don't care.
Oh, you was quiet. You been quiet. You been quiet.
Who?
You had something to say? Well, I actually rushed Will. I'm not gonna hold you. I rushed Will.
Don't rush the end of this podcast. Don't rush the end of this podcast.
Would you like to close it out, Brandon?
Yeah. So that's how. So thank you for watching. That's how you feel. That's this your host, Brandon, the Most High. Like I said last time.
The Most High.
Sarah, and Will, man of many opinions, and
heard you.
Nah, I'm stopping. Nah. We all got many opinions. Yeah, but let's get it. Let's get it. You're not gonna say peace, Will? You gonna drink?